students, once again welcome back to Bosco Campus Vision YouTube channel of Kottayam Don Bosco College. I am Raniar, faculty member of PG Department of English. This time I am here with the paper European Drama, which is the elective paper for MA English Semester 3 students under Kerala University. In today's video lecture, let's discuss the critical analysis of the play The Miser, written by Molière. So, in our previous classes, we had discussed an introduction to the play, then the features of the characters as well as the summary of the play. So, today let me begin with the critical analysis of the play. When we analyze the drama critically, we can see that it can be categorized into a comedy of manners. So, we can see a lot of elements that suggests it is a comedy of manners. Here, Molière trying to ridicule the meagerness of Harpagon. He gave less importance to love, friendship, family, harmony, and other common decency. So his only concern is his box of gold coins, and he lives in a fear of maybe that money would be theft. So that is why here we can say that the writer Molière trying to ridicule the meagerness of society. This play, it is actually presented in France during the age of high fashion, architectural splendor and titillating gossip, and also court intrigue. So this particular drama, The Miser, is an example of comedy of manners. Second thing is, it can be categorized into a satirical play, because the play satirizes well-to-do Parisians who amassed tidy little fortune through the avarice. Molière achieves his goal mainly through witty, sharp-edged dialogue that ridicule Harpagon. So, we can say that the play, The Miser, it is set in the background of 17th century. So, during that time, this play is set in Paris. So, during that time, it was the age of high fashion, architectural splendor and titillating gossip. So, here, through this play, Molière satirizes the well-to-do Parisians who amassed tidy little fortunes through avarice. So we can say that, when we analyze the drama as a whole, from the dialogues of characters also we can see a lot of satirical elements. So we can say that it is a satirical play. Another thing is, this plot concerns the classic conflict of love and money. So the main theme of this drama, it is the conflict of love and money. So through the characters, here we have two pairs who are in love, and the main character, the protagonist, Harpagon wishes to marry a young lady even though he is in 70. So there we can see the elements of love and his ardent desire towards money. So this plot concerned the classic conflict of love and money. Another thing is, although the play is a comedy, we can see the elements of absurdity here. Moral insensitivity of Harpagon, it is the main feature of the satirical play. Since the main theme of this work is greed and miserliness, the whole play revolved around the theme of miserliness of Harpagon. And the plot is the blend of satire as well as farce. The main character, Harpagon, represented a cheapskate, that means a selfish man and a common usurer. He stopped at nothing in his cruelty and distrust even when it involved his kids. In this comedy, the author makes fun of Harpagon's flaws in every way possible. And when we analyze the play, as I mentioned in the introduction to the play, the source of this play is a Latin play by Plautus, and the name of that Latin play is Aulularia. Here, the character of Harpagon, it is similar to the miser Euclio in Aulularia. So the reference or the source of this play, the character adopted by Molière from the Latin play Aulularia by Plautus. In both play we can see miser characters. Another important thing is witty and sharp-edged dialogue of characters. Here the characters clearly divided into two. One represent virtue and the other represent flaw. For example, we can take into consideration of the character Harpagon. Harpagon represent flaws with his miserliness and lies. But at the same time, another character of his same age, that is Anselm. Anselm represent virtue. He destroyed the obstacle which Harpagon put up for his children's happiness. So, in the same play, Molière represented the characters of virtue as well as the characters of flaw. Then, next thing is the themes discussed in this particular drama. The first one is obsessive greed. Here the character Harpagon ranks among the most tight-fisted characters in world literature. The famous fictional miser like Ebenezer Scrooge. Then here Harpagon never even thinks of doing so, and at the end of the play he is more concerned with his money than he is with the welfare of his children. So for him money is all rather than the welfare of his family. So obsessive greed is one of the notable theme. We can say that it is a theme discussed in this particular drama. Another thing is love. Another theme is love. And before that, I would remind you one thing. This obsession with money that leads to neglecting human feelings. So through the drama, Molière trying to remind the common people that if you have obsession with money, it will lead to the loss of human feelings. And second important theme is love. So after the shipwreck, the captain of the Spanish ship takes in young Valere and rears and loves him as his own son. To be close to Elise, Valere is a noble man by birth and humble himself and works as a steward in the home of Elise's father Harpagon. So in order to gain the love of whom this Elise. Then Clende jeopardizes and eventually loses his inheritance to help his beloved Marianne. So he fell in love with Marianne and he has a strong desire to help Marianne. That is why he is going for a loan. So to sustain her mother, Marianne provides her constant nursing care while enduring poverty. Okay, another important theme is serendipity. Serendipity, so actually we can say that luck, coincidence, serendipity. All, call it what you will. So actually, even if it is luck or it is coincidence or it is serendipity, it is at work throughout the play to bring people together and resolve conflicts. For example, the Frosine, the matchmaker in this play, she unwittingly strikes an agreement that brings Marianne to the home of her beloved Clente and also her brother Valere. So her to-be husband and her brother both stays at the same home. Later, La Fleche just happens to find the money catch and that Clende later uses to force Harpagon to approve Clende's marriage to Marianne. So it is the close confidant of Clende, La Fleche. It is he who finds out the money in the backyard. So in the name of that money, here Clende trying to seduce his father Harpagon. So by analyzing all these features, we can say that it is the play The Miser is a perfect example of a comedy of manners with certain elements of satire, farce and also absurdity. Okay, my dear students, with this I am concluding today's class. I hope you understood the critical analysis of the play The Miser. Please do the homework and send me through WhatsApp.